Meow, my friends. Moldova's democracy is on life support, and the doctors are Russian oligarchs with briefcases full of rubles. The country's presidential runoff is underway, pitting pro-European incumbent Maya Sandu against Russia-friendly Alexander Stoyanoglu in a political cat-and-mouse game that's got more twists than a ball of yarn. Let's scratch beneath the surface of this feline fiasco, shall we? Moldova, once a cosy corner of the Soviet Union's litterbox, has been caught in a geopolitical game of tug-of-war since gaining independence in 1991. On one end of the rope, we've got the European Union dangling a tasty treat of membership, and on the other, Russia's trying to keep its favourite scratching post. Enter Maya Sandu, our pro-EU incumbent with more lives than a cat. This former World Bank economist has been purring sweet nothings about European integration since taking office. She's even managed to secure EU candidate status faster than you can say catnip. But hold on to your whiskers, because her opponent, Alexander Stoyanoglu, is no declawed kitten. Stoyanoglu, the former prosecutor general, is promising a balanced foreign policy, which is about as balanced as a cat on a hot tin roof. He's been cozying up to Russia like it's a warm radiator on a cold day, leaving EU supporters feeling like they've been dumped in a cold bath. But here's where this election gets hairier than a Maine Coon in a wind tunnel. We're talking about a $39 million vote-buying scheme that's got more zeros than a litter box after an all-you-can-eat fish buffet. The alleged mastermind? None other than Ilan Shaw, Moldova's very own Houdini of high finance, making millions disappear faster than you can say electoral integrity. This exiled oligarch has been pulling more strings than a puppeteer with octopus arms, allegedly influencing 130,000 voters through a sanctioned Russian bank. Talk about letting the cat out of the bag. But wait, there's more. Prime Minister Doran Risian is hissing mad about voter intimidation tactics, including anonymous death threats. In his own words, it's an extreme attack, meant to create panic. Well, colour me shocked. I haven't seen this much panic since I accidentally turned on the vacuum cleaner. Now, let's pause for a moment and consider the bigger picture. Moldova's economy is so fragile, it makes a house of cards look like Fort Knox. With inflation at 28.7%, people are more desperate than a cat in a dog park. No wonder some folks are willing to sell their votes for a measly €100. That's about as much as I spend on catnip in a week. And let's not forget about Transnistria, Moldova's annoying little brother, who won't stop copying Russia's homework. This breakaway region is like a thorn in Moldova's paw, complicating its EU aspirations faster than you can say separatist catastrophe. The recent EU membership referendum passed by a whisker, with 50.35% in favour. That's more divided than a cat trying to decide whether to knock over the vase or the glass of water. Meanwhile, the conflict in neighbouring Ukraine is making everyone jumpier than a cat on a hot tin roof. It's like Moldova's caught between a Russian bear and a Ukrainian lion, with the EU trying to coax it into its den. So, my friends, as the polls close at 9 PM tonight, we'll be watching this electoral hairball with bated breath. Will Sandu manage to land on her feet, or will Stoyanoglu pounce on the presidency? One thing's for sure, Moldova's future is about as predictable as a game of Russian roulette. With all chambers loaded, and let's not forget the Moldovan diaspora, those clever cats who've scattered across Europe faster than a startled clouder. They tend to vote pro-EU, which might just tip the scales in Sandu's favour. It's like they're playing a long-distance game of swat the Russian influence. If you think this election is more rigged than my scratching post, hit that like button faster than a Moldovan voter snatching a bribe. And remember, in the words of the great Maya Sandu herself, let's remain mobilised so that the honest votes determine the outcome of these elections and not the bought ones. Because nothing says democracy like having to remind people not to sell their votes. In the end, Moldova's political landscape is more tangled than a ball of yarn after a kitten's playtime. Whether Sandu's EU dreams will come true or Stoyanoglu will drag the country back into Russia's lap, one thing's for sure, this election is the cat's meow of Eastern European politics. Stay tuned, my furry friends, because this litterbox is about to hit the fan. We'll keep you informed as the story develops. I'm Ron de Parmesan, reporting for Newscats.